Good evening to all of you lovely people for joining Meaningful Monday here on a Monday, now the last Monday of 2024. It's December. So thank you so much to all of you for joining. We've got a nice audience here tonight. So tonight is Q&A, open Q&A. I don't have a teaching topic. I got a lot of positive feedback from the previous Q&A where people said they liked it and they'd like to have it every 2 or 3 months. So I'm here to honor you, and if that's what you asked for, that's what you get. So just for the new people who haven't joined before, we've got a couple of new people here. Just want to say very warm welcome. I'm really honored and grateful that you're here. Generally, Meaningful Monday is a teaching topic. I pick any kind of topic that I find to be meaningful for people. And if you'd like to scroll through a fantastic library of over 250 self-help videos, some 3 minutes and some a Meaningful Monday, which is an hour with the meditation afterwards, please go to my YouTube channel. It's Silva Method Australia is my YouTube channel. So make a note and grab a pen for the rest of the night if you haven't got one yet, because I might give information out that you might want to write down. So make sure you always have a pen and paper. And then we do a meditation at the end of tonight where we do use a pen and paper. So what we're going to do tonight with the open Q&A is I'm going to please ask you, I've got one person already in the queue, just like Fiona. Please just click on the react button and put hand up, and you'll be in the queue to ask a question. I may get through all of you, I may not. Please don't hold it against me if hands start going up at the end of the hour. I'm going to close on the top of the hour to do a quick meditation, so I don't keep you all too long. So let's begin. There's nothing to wait for. I'm going to click the unmute button, and then Fiona, you click on your own button. Go ahead.
That is great. Hey, I'm really enjoying trying out the Silva Method. I got the book from the library, and I have been starting to do the meditations. I found your long meditation, and I have been doing that. Really loving it. Finding I'm feeling relaxed. I'm not sure if I'm in that headspace though, and that's what I want to know. How do I know that I'm actually, because I can think I've done it on the way to work, and I find I go into my head really easily, and I can still drive. I don't go full in, but I feel very relaxed, even through a traffic jam.
So what are you doing when you're saying you're doing it even while you drive?
I keep my eyes open, and I can still see, but visualize the what I'm visualizing.
Okay, so you're like visualizing a goal or something like that.
Oh, I'm doing the long meditation, so I'm visualizing.
Are you doing the long relax?
Yeah, the long relax. And so I'm visualizing, I'll keep my eyes open, and I visualize the 333, and then I visualize relaxing everything. And then I visualize, while I'm still looking, I visualize my tranquil place and the one, and then I just sort of do it all. And it helped amazingly, because I was in traffic jam for an hour and 20 minutes. I was million years late for work, and I rocked up really calm.
All right, so let me just say this. I have to say it because I have out of...
Yeah, no, I get it. I get that.
Yeah, I don't recommend anyone does the long relax while driving. I'm just going to say that from a safety point of view, because it can put you in the alpha level, and a person cannot distinguish between being awake and asleep as you're falling asleep. You don't know when you're falling asleep. That's why people have problems driving tired. So I wouldn't recommend it while you're driving, but I do highly recommend it that you do it when you're sitting somewhere once you've parked wherever, and do it if you can once a day. Your question is, how do I know? What is your question? How do I know what? I'm in the alpha level.
How do I know I'm in there? How do I know that I am?
So everyone asks that question, even in the course. Jose himself used to say, by your results. You are in the alpha level. You absolutely are. If your eyes are closed, I'm not talking about, like I say again, don't do it while driving. But if you're sitting in a chair or lying on your bed and your eyes are closed, and you're doing the 3-2-1 method, and you're listening to the instructions of the fractional relax from head to toe, just the fact that you've closed your eyes, within about 10 seconds, you are in alpha.
Okay.
The only time you wouldn't be in alpha is if you were chewing something, because chewing is a beta function, or sucking a lozenge or something like that. or you extremely hyped up. But if you do take a few deep breaths and you relax, you are in alpha. And the only way to really know is by your results.
Okay.
However, I would trust it. Alpha is not a deep, somewhere gone state. It's a very light, mentally active state. You can visualize in alpha. You can talk to someone in an alpha. You're in alpha in and out throughout the day. Everybody is. You go through in and out of alpha many, many times during the day, whilst you're working, whilst you in traffic without the audio. You are in alpha on a very relaxed road. You're in alpha watching TV, reading a book, even sitting with a friend having a chat, and you're listening, and you're sitting in the passive state listening. You could be in alpha. So you're in and out of that state all the time. It's not as important that you worry about, am I in alpha or not, which is a brainwave frequency between 7 and 14. It's more important your results. So if you use the long relax every day, the result would be that you become aware, that you become a calm person, and you don't flare up with the stress. You don't get triggered very easily. You stay calm for longer. And you are more intuitive, and you've got a lot more energy, and you're sleeping better. And if you did it every single day for longer than a month, the long relax, your blood pressure, if it was high, would come down and be more normal, and your cholesterol would normalize. So through your results is all I would focus on. I wouldn't be too preoccupied with how am I doing, because every time you're analyzing how am I doing, you're in beta. Beta is an analytical state. When you've got questions in your head and trying to work things out, then you beta, just relax, let it all go. Don't think or try and work it out. Just completely relax, and guaranteed you'll be in alpha.
Fabulous. Thank you. And shall I keep looking at your website for dates for next year?
You can, however, Nancy's got the information, and
Okay.
I will listen to Nancy and I'll type it. Oh, Nancy's put in the chat box already. Thank you so much. You're ahead of me. I swear, it's intuition. So Nancy's got the dates here. The first, where are you based, Fiona?
I'm in Brisbane.
Oh, well, we do have a class in January in Perth. And then in Sydney are the rest of the classes for the year, because I've got a training room there in Parramatta. So there's February 13 to 16, May 22 to 25, September 11 to 14, and then end of the year is November 6 to 9.
Okay.
Nancy's been kind enough to put Love Yourself, Heal Your Life 2-day workshop dates there. For everyone else who knows about Love Yourself, Heal Your Life, you know that I've been doing 4 to 5 classes a year. There's only 3 classes next year in total, and only 2 in Sydney. I'll say that again. There are only 2 Heal Your Life classes in Sydney next year. One of them is in Perth, so only 3 for the whole year. Please, if you want to book, please book early, because they will be sold out due to having less frequent Heal Your Life classes. And then for anyone who's listening, I recommend everybody does Love Yourself, Heal Your Life, even if you want to do the Silva Method, because if you don't love yourself enough and have a tendency to procrastinate or self-sabotage, which we all do to some degree, you won't use the tools fully and you won't get the best out of it. So I've been practicing the Silva Method for over 14 years, and my life changed the most significantly after doing Heal Your Life 3 times in a year. Everything changed for the better. So just mentioning that. All right. Anthony wrote in the chat box that you have a question. Anthony, why don't you just unmute your mic? You've got to raise your hand, otherwise I can't see you, just because of the way my screen is. You've got to raise your hand. And anyone else has a question, please just click the button. Any question is welcome. It doesn't matter what the question is. If I don't know the answer, I'll tell you straight, I don't know the answer. But if I can help you and I do know, please put the answer on. There we go. Yep, go ahead.
Hi, Jeanine. I sort of have 2 questions. The first one is, what can I do to develop my intuition? Is it just doing like more of the Silva long relax? Or is there a better way of getting more effective results? And the second one is around my counselors in my lab, talking about Silva Method. If I can't get them to respond to me, but they were responding during the course, what does it mean?
Okay, I'll start with the second question first. That's just your own self blocking you. That's just a form of self-sabotage that's subtle. Remember, our counselors are our own. You created them. And if they don't particularly talk, it doesn't mean that you don't understand. I know Ken Kosher himself says his counselors don't actually speak to him, but he knows what they're saying to him because he's in their presence, asked a question and intuitively gets the answer. So that's him, but he's never said he doesn't have answers. You could get just by knowing, like intuition. But if you do deliberately want them or specifically want them to talk to you, just remember you created your counselors. You like them because you create them. People come out of the creation and say, oh no, I don't like them or they don't like me. They created that. There's nothing with the Silva Method. This is not to do with the Silva Method. This is to do with, it's a process to create them. It's your imagination. I could say, close your eyes, everybody, and please imagine that you are creating a genie in a bottle. And you're now going to rub, or genie in a lamp, and you're going to rub the lamp and imagine a genie coming out, and you can ask them a question and tell yourself in your imagination, this genie will answer you. It's just like your imagination, it's your own mind. So it's not that they're not answering you. For some reason, at some level, there's an element of self-sabotage. So I don't know what the question is, but maybe a part of you doesn't want to know the answer. So I wouldn't dismiss it. I'll just go back again and do it again. I'd stay there longer. I'd wait. I'd just wait. Remember, your mind is very, very powerful. So positive expectation and negative expectation give you positive or negative outcomes. So I'll just create positive expectation, be very relaxed, trust whatever comes to me is the answer, and trust my first impressions. And remember, the script in the Silva Method with intuition says, if you feel like you're making it up, that's the correct feeling. So if you feel like you're making it up when you ask them a question and they say, and you believe they said something, but you feel like you're making it up, that's the correct feeling. And you'll know from the answer. So just persist. Sometimes it doesn't happen immediately. You just got to get used to it, but it does work and it will come. Just have positive expectation. As for developing your intuition, that's actually a good question. All right, so to develop your intuition, without the Silva Method, for anyone listening, the more you meditate, the more you develop your intuition as a natural side effect. So it's the first thing, the more you meditate. It doesn't have to be any particular meditation. It can be passive. It can be active. Either dynamic is what the Silva Method does on the long relax, or any of them. It's dynamic. You can do that, or you can do passive. So meditation is one way. Now, if you do the Silva Method, or you want to do the Silva Method, or you are a graduate, it is the most phenomenal, rapid development of intuition in the whole world. There's no course that we know of and haven't since Jose started in 1966 that actively develops your intuition the way the Silva Method works, structured from day 1 all the way through to day 3.5, and then you practice at the end on day 4 and see results. So an option could be to continue with a similar thing to what we did in the Silva Method, where you do case working, but you could work any case. There's actually a website called silvacases.com. You're welcome to go there. It was hacked at some stage. I don't know if it works properly still today. Sometimes it was hacked and a whole lot of funny characters would come on the screen every other case. But generally, there are cases that are valid there. You just get the name, age, and location, and you can work the case. And then when you've worked the case and written down what you intuit, you press the button and it shows you what the person's real condition is, and then you can really genuinely send them healing. Otherwise, to develop your intuition is just really being highly aware. Use it, or be aware that you're using it all the time, and every single result you get is instant feedback. So before someone says something, when they say, when I was about, and in your mind you go 31, and the person says 31, and you go, geez, that was accurate. Or they said, when I was traveling, years ago, I went to, and just before they say the answer in your mind, you go Poland. And they say, I went to Poland. Go, oh, you're right. Or they said Copenhagen, then it wasn't Poland. Okay. So that kind of just playing with your mind all the time, knowing the answer before it comes out is another way. Or you could use a play as a deck of cards. So I just listened to this actually today on audio from Neville Goddard about intuition, and J.B. Ryan, who was the authority in intuition all those years ago, that 20% is average. So if you had playing cards and you got 20% right, it's average. So anything more than 20%. So I just take a pack of cards and you put them on a stack on their own. You don't hold them all together, just leave them all on their own. And you pick up one only facing the back of the card. And in an instant, you just say to yourself, is it red, is it black, or the suit of the card, the suit, sorry, or the number, is it Queen of Hearts, or is it just red? Anything that comes in your mind. And you turn it over. If it's correct, you put on the correct pile. And if it's incorrect, you put on the incorrect pile. I do 20 cards at a time, easy to do. So if you get 4, that's 20%. If you get more than that. Now, my mother, just to tell you, my mother's quite intuitive. I mean, she does this card thing. She was up at about 16 out of 20. So that's absolute, without a shadow of a doubt. My mother's got more than 10 pure intuition. There's no doubt about it. I mean, the statistic I was listening to today from J.B. Ryan was if people get 6 or 7 out of 20, we're talking about, well, they get 25% right. So that's another way. Just keep testing it. Otherwise, review the Silva Method 4-day when you can, and you go through the whole course again. But definitely, meditation over the long term will develop your intuition. It's just, intuition can't be forced. It's just something that you can test yourself and get your own feedback on. And every time you get feedback, you make yourself a point of reference. Were you accurate? Were you inaccurate? And so on. Okay. Anyway, Anthony's anything else before I let you go? No. Okay, great. Thank you for asking. Navid, can you teach us how to count cards too? I'm not too sure what that question means. So if you want to, I'm not too sure what that means. And if it's about counting cards during like blackjack or something, I can't. No. You said, can I teach you? Oh, it was a joke. Okay, great. All right. Anyone else got a Q&A question? Come on, anything at all. Anything? Ask me any question. Any question you like. Don't be shy. There we go. Thank you. Let's go, Fiona.
Mine is actually a little bit more on from what you were saying. I found a website, and if I can find it, I will email it to you, that they've got a website and there's a whole lot of intuitive things that you can do. One's you can guess a picture that comes up and they rate you, and there's a whole list of ratings that you can, and different little games, intuition games.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's even intuition cards, by the way. They've got symbols on them, like triangles and circles or squares. You can do intuition with I mean, playing cards is really the easiest thing if you want to do it on your own. Yeah, or
I just
pace with you, or sit with someone. You can. So my grandfather was actually a telepathist. He was a magician by profession and a pianist, and he was a telepathist by profession. He used to do magician shows and telepathy on stage, and he would do it like this. And you can do this, Anthony or Fiona, with anyone. You sit with somebody and you have the pen and paper in your hand and you're trying to be intuitive. Don't force it, but the purpose is to see if you're intuitive. And you say to the person a whole list of things. Think of a color and you write down. Think of that. Don't go one by one. Write, do it all first, and then at the end you ask. Think of any animal. Think of a number between 1 and 10. Think of a vegetable. Think of a fruit. Think of a city. Anything, a brand of a car. Think of a particular car. And then you can just have the person or a woman's name, or a man's name, or a surname, or anything. My granddad used to do this with me. He used to get 100%. I promise you could ask me anything. But he was a telepathist. The proof is, it's very easy to do, and it's very easy to work with children. Children are very easy to work with. So if you've got kids, play intuitive games with kids. You know, put a whole lot of things under a blanket, under a towel, like 25 toys, and ask the kid to grab one under the thing, hold it in their hand, look at it, and focus on that item, and you guess what it is, and vice versa. You can do anything, you know, as long as you don't get the information directly, you're using your intuition. Cool. All right. Any more questions? Come, people, give me a question. There's 20 of you. I'm sure someone has a question. Anything. Manifesting, universal law, heal your life, triggers, what's going on in your life, what do you want to know, anything. Goal setting, goal achievement, let me know. If anybody, okay, there's somebody. Excellent. Thank you, Yolanda. Go, Yolanda.
Hi there.
Hi.
So, ever since I took the Heal Your Life and Manifesting course, I guess that was over the summer now, right? I have a pipeline. I'm a realtor. So for the first time I have a pipeline,
Well done.
I need a breakthrough. I need to, close these sales, and I need houses to come out of the, come onto the market for us. And because I've got, here in Chicago, you need a pre-approval, and I've got them all lined up. And, I just, I don't know how to break through that final push. And maybe it is just a process, because first you build the pipeline, then you do the showings, and then you get the contracts. But I feel like I'm stuck at showings and not
Right.
breaking through the contract.
I'm so glad that you're in real estate. So I myself I've got two businesses. The other business is I'm an investment property consultant. I'm a senior consultant for 2020 Property Advisory. So I help investors, only investors, using market research. And I'm exactly the same. So to speak to you about real estate, there's one thing getting the pipeline. There's another thing, every step of the way, like getting offers, the contracts being countersigned and exchanged, then it's through. But up until that stage, there are many steps. So the most important thing, Yolanda, is now that you've got a pipeline and you've got show days and all that, is to manage your energy. So what I mean by that is you need to feel good as much as you possibly can with self-awareness. Every time you have negative emotion, regardless of what it is or what's the cause, you counteract the possibility of getting what it is that you want. And then, Yolanda, are you a Silva graduate of Ken? Have you done the Silva Method?
Yes, I did the Silva Method. I've done almost all of them.
Okay, well, great. So then you
classes,
can just use any technique. You can use mirror of the mind, any technique you want, or just visualize your own. You got to visualize that feeling of what that would feel like if those sales all converted. So go for gold, go for what it is that you want, and all you've got to really do is feel the feeling. So thoughts don't really manifest much. You need thousands of them to be repeated to myelinate that neuron and make it like a dominant pathway. But feelings are what manifests. Thoughts are much lower in their effect, but feelings is what really causes us to manifest. So no matter what you're visualizing, the most important thing is that you're feeling the feeling of that success. If those sales were closed and they were absolutely the contracts exchanged and you were getting that, it was like through for sure, how would you feel? And conjure that feeling and hold that feeling for as long as possible with your eyes closed. You just see the scene. You don't have to know how. If for anyone listening, whatever you want to manifest, you don't have to know how. In fact, get out of how, because the minute you enact the question how, you're not going to do yourself any favors. You're just going to go into the reasoning mind, and if you haven't done it before, your mind will tell you that you can't, and you have a lot of doubt and a lot of indecision. So forget about how. Just go to the end place as if you got the goal, you've got it already. How does that feel? And when you're visualizing, you've got to see a picture at the end. I don't know what that picture is, and keep it simple. So when you have a picture, don't have a whole complicated scene with 1,000 things. Just keep it really simple. It's like maybe your scene is you take your wine glass and you're going to someone over a nice dinner out. Congratulations, cheers. They're saying cheers to you for the whatever number of sales you've closed. Like a simple thing that you really know it would feel for you, would feel amazing. I don't know what it is. Maybe you're going to do something if you've closed so many sales and you see yourself doing that thing and you're acknowledging that you've closed the sales. So keep it simple. And the most important thing is feel the feeling. And the longer you feel the feeling, the quicker, the better, and the easier you manifest. And then for the rest of the day, get your mind off that subject. Don't keep thinking about it like, oh, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Because that's just contrary thoughts all the time. It's like, it's not here, it's not here. The awareness is the opposite of what you want. So either don't think about it, or if you're going to think about it, you make sure that you think about it in a past tense sense as if it's already done. You never think about it as, is it coming? When is it coming? Because that is awareness of it not being there, and that itself is creative. So I'm very happy for you. Well done. Love yourself, heal your life because of self-love. Just keep working on the mirror work. Yolanda, look in the mirror every day and tell yourself, I love you. I really, really love you, Yolanda, again and again. Do not stop the mirror work, because the more you love yourself, the more automatically you are going to attract good in your life. The more your self-love goes up, the more we manifest our good. The more it comes down, the more we reduce our good. So self-love is the key. It's the absolute key. Loving yourself and being happy. How do you feel all day long? So manage that energy and the sales will close. All right, great question. Jane.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jane, you can unmute your button.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. I just want to ask, because a lot of things I know, but I feel in the application still can't really focus on, about knowing and what to do. And because I've done the silver 4 days, also the silver dynamic and manifest. I think it's the, what is that one?
Yeah, dynamic healing and silver manifesting.
Yeah, I think I did the silver manifesting, but I haven't been using much. Like there is so many techniques, and I feel, it's just still feel very like the more you do, I feel quite confused, like which one when to use, and there's so many as well.
All right, so it just depends on what you want. If you've got a clear goal and you know what you want, just use mirror of the mind. Okay. If you don't really want to work on any goal, you just want to practice health, relaxation, focus, better sleep, just better overall energy and well-being and intuition, and you can do the long relax. But if you've got a goal, then you use the mirror of the mind. For the people who did silver manifesting, I'm not too sure if you did, Jane, but you could buy the bundle of all the meditations at the end. If you've got that bundle, you'd use silver manifesting techniques for these things. There's one, or you could use your lab. Okay, you don't have to use the guided one. You can use your mind. We went back in time and worked out where the child you got impressed with a limiting belief. So the one way was, if you were, I don't know, twice as successful, twice as rich, twice as in love, twice whatever, who in your long ago past would be unhappy? I know it sounds like a funny question for those people who haven't done the course, But really, we have voices in our head. They might not be yours, but there are some people who wouldn't be happy. And then once you know that, you think, when did that get into my head? You go back and you rewrite those limiting beliefs. So you go back, you speak to your child, you give a different explanation, you ask them to give it back to you. Another one would be which we do in Silva Manifesting, we visualize the future you, and we're aware of a couple of things, that we're thinking differently. So we're aware and we visualize ourselves thinking positively, like it's going to happen for me and everything works out for me and I'm very grateful, and you see yourself doing that. Then you see yourself feeling positive and different, and you see yourself getting benefits, visualizing, I'm feeling so good, I'm aware of my emotions, I'm aware of being grateful, loving, joyous, happy, and you see those visuals. The next one is you see yourself taking healthy behaviors, whatever healthy behaviors means for you, meditating daily, whatever else, and you see through that if things are working out in your life. So you can do that, or you can go forward in time using either the Silva Lab or a Silva Manifesting technique to a version of you that's got everything. You've achieved it all, every single thing. And you ask that version of you, how did you do that? How did you get that success? And then whatever it says, or you could say, give me the best next 3 steps, just the next 3 steps for me from where I am now to that version of you. Maybe you cast yourself 2 years ahead, 5 years ahead, whatever it is, to a person who's achieved or overcome something you're trying to overcome, whatever it is, and you ask your future you for guidance and advice. Otherwise, if you've got the Silva Manifesting bundle, you can also do the money magnet, a guided meditation day in and day out to manifest and attract money. There's also a technique that we learned there about the monkey mind. You can use it any time. If your monkey mind is going crazy and you just don't know how to handle it because it's too busy, you just go into meditation and you quietly observe all the individual conversations of the monkey mind. And then you're aware of what all these things are, and better take a pen and paper and you make a whole lot of notes about things you need to attend to, because the minute you write them down, it's like you on your way to attending to them, you have started attending to them. The first step is writing them down. You'll find that your monkey mind will go away and you'll sleep better. And then the best thing to do with that list is to prioritize it and to work out what's the most important, what's the most urgent, and make those A. And then what's actually important but not that urgent, you make that B. Stop there. The rest you don't have to bother with. Go back to your A's and rank them 1, 2, 3, how many there are. Rank them in numerical order. And then all you focus on that day or the following day, you've got your list ready to go, your priorities for tomorrow. You start with your A's and you start with A1 and you don't do anything else until you finished A1. And then you only go to A2 and you do nothing else, nothing at all until you finished A2. And only then do you do A3. And even if you don't get more than 2 done in a day, at least you've got your priority list and you know what you need to do next in a sequential order of priorities. You'll have no stress and you'll be highly effective. So that's another technique you can use from Silva Manifesting. So look, I can keep talking about it. There's others, but really it's about limiting beliefs from our past, our future version of ourselves, and a whole lot of things in between. The question is, what are you trying to achieve? And if you're lacking ideas and like what can I use, the go-to, the Silva Method is always the laboratory and counselors. If you're not too sure how to do anything, laboratory and counselors, it's my favorite technique and I personally use it the most, and I love it. You get the best results. So I would do that unless you've got the Silva Manifesting audios, and if you have, then make sure you use them for the purpose that you want to use them for, and you get used to them. Once you've done them once, you don't need the audio, you can do it on your own. So I hope that's helpful, Jane. If there's another question, you can ask it, or a particular scenario, you're welcome to ask.
just want to see. I just want to see which one helps with clarity and focus. Sorry, I'm just.
Well, to focus, you need to meditate every day. That's it. To focus better, you need to meditate every day. You can use any one you want. If you don't have one, then just use the long relax. It's free, it's available, use it.
Okay.
Then for clarity, what do you mean?
Like maybe go to the lab, counselor, like clarity, what goal to focus on. Like sometimes you don't have a particular goal, but you just feel, you know, something like that, the feeling of, but not fulfilling, but don't know what to focus on. Don't know what to work
Okay,
on.
well, I would say this, and everyone sitting here, you may as well do this as an exercise. Just write down as many goals as you can. Don't go crazy, but maybe just go up to a maximum of 10. But if you've got 6, that's fine, or 7, that's fine. Just write down in the present tense 5 to 10 goals in the present tense. So I have blah, blah, blah. I am perfectly healthy. I weigh so many kilos. I own whatever. I drive, whatever it is. Just these are quick goals, very easy. You just know what they are. I weigh so much. I own this. I have that. Write down those goals and then ask yourself, which one, if it absolutely happened and happened tomorrow, would change your life the most? And that's the one you put a star next to. That's the one you focus on. And then you work out every day, what step can you take every day towards that goal? Yes, the others are great. Once you've written them down, they're still there. But find the goal that will change your life the most and give that all your energy, all your visualizing, all your mirror of the mind. Any questions on how to do it? Use your lab, glass of water, hollow viewing, any of those techniques, and do that.
Yeah.
And if you don't have any pressing priorities, then if you're not used to goal setting and goal achievement, I would take a relatively easy goal that you know you can manifest if you just focused on it and did some visualizing. So maybe that could be something like, if it's in my world, I want to get one more coaching client, just one. That I make a simple goal. I use my techniques. So I'll use mirror of the mind, for example. I'll visualize, I'll lock in with my 3-finger technique. I'll dip into that feeling in and out the day with my 3-finger technique, or like we do in Silva Manifesting, I open meditation. You connect with that feeling. We do those zap meditations, stop lock meditations, and I do that, and then I'll get the one more coaching client. And then what you do once you've done that, you go and review everything you did to achieve that. Actually, write it down. Journal all the things you did. How were you feeling? What were you thinking? How were you behaving? What action were you taking? What was your overriding thought in your head? How many times are you connecting with your goal in the day? Because then you work out your personal code to success. Then you can try any goal. You just use the same process, the same time and time again. The only difference between a little goal and a massive goal is how much it takes to create a new belief. We manifest what we believe, not what we want, what we believe. And a belief is in the subconscious mind. A belief is not in the conscious mind. The conscious mind says, oh, I want another $100,000. I want, but you don't manifest what you want. If you don't believe you can achieve it, you don't manifest it. So we've got to create the belief. I am earning $100,000 more. I am. It's the real present tense feeling. And you practice that current present tense feeling, you raise your vibration as you're doing that visualizing to that 100,000 frequency or 100,000 more frequency. You raise it. You do it again tomorrow. You raise it. You do it every other day. You raise it. Every time you go back there, one, it's becoming more familiar. The first time might be very difficult to do because it feels different to have $100,000 more, depending on the person. If you're earning millions, it's not that much. If you're earning 100,000, to get another 100,000 is a big deal. Maybe start with a bit smaller that you can feel the feeling is real. Maybe it's 20,000 more. Depends on depends on the gap from where you are. Can't tell a person what the number is. But every time you do that, you in the present tense, you raise your vibration because you're visualizing having that in the present tense and the feeling, how good it feels. And slowly over time, you train your vibration to that upward place and it becomes more familiar and you're there more often and you use your Zap meditations or 3-finger technique and you're in and out. And the more you go there, the more you are collecting or gathering all the things you need, the people, the events, the processes, to manifest that through the law of attraction. So we don't force our goals to manifest. We attract everything we want in a relaxed, easy, I'm going to call it a feminine state. I listened to an audiobook today, and it talks about the yin yang. Every single human being's got a masculine and feminine energy. It doesn't matter on your gender. Everyone's got a masculine and female energy. When it comes to manifesting, basically, you put the seed in the womb, which is a thought in the subconscious. The subconscious is like the feminine womb. And to manifest, we are feminine and we are attracting. The masculine energy is force negates. So we don't use that thing. So just write down what you want, get clear on your goal, and put everything towards that. Once you've got the one, go to the next, go to the next. Get to know your personal code of success. We all have one. Okay. Thank you, Jane, and I hope that was helpful. Meg, give me your question, lovey.
Hi, Jeanine. How are you?
Hi. Good, thanks.
My question relates with the money magnet meditation, which is not something I have heard before. So if you can please explain a bit more about how do you do this particular meditation, that would be
Okay,
very
so the
helpful.
money magnet is it's a guided meditation. So I can't explain it in 5 minutes. It's got a whole different flow of visuals. But if you want to just visualize something, you can visualize anything you want being a money magnet. Mine's got several things, but it ends off with walking in a forest and the leaves, it's in autumn and the leaves are falling off the trees and they're actually dollar bills and they stick to you. But you can visualize anything. You can visualize that you actually are a magnet, like the real picture of a magnet, and you just see money being drawn to you. It's just a visual. It doesn't matter. It's the subconscious likes creative imagery. You can use any imagery, but if you specifically want that one, which is the silver manifesting money magnet, I'll have to make it available and put it on my shop because it isn't there. It belongs to Silva Manifesting. So I sell the whole bundle. I don't, to the graduates only, from Silva Manifesting. You can't get them if you haven't done the course. So, but you can use any visual you want. But essentially, that's the end result, where you see money being drawn to you just like a magnet. And also, it's got a section before that where you imagine 10 faces. And it doesn't matter if they people you know or people you don't know, it doesn't matter, but you let your intuition just bring a face and you know they're going to bring you opportunities and you let them go. And you let someone the next face and you smile at them and know they're going to bring you opportunities and you let them go. That kind of thing. So just, that's really what it is. But you could use anything creative. Remember, your imagination is unlimited. And anything that feels good to you and in the direction of what you want is worth doing. Like if we don't have something, it doesn't matter. The money magnet is to continuously have a visual that you're a magnet. Money just gets drawn to you. You can do that any creative way you want. If you do that every day, I promise you for 7 days, you'd see money show up. There's no doubt about it. Anyone, if they did that every day, money will show up. So you can use your creativity to do anything. All right, just in the interest of time, I'm going to jump to Ruby. Ruby, hi, sweetie. Nice to see you.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thank you. I have one question. It's a short one. I would like to see if you have any tools or recommendations on how to remove your own limiting beliefs.
Well, my question to you straight away would be, so what are your limiting beliefs, Ruby?
Oh, I have too many.
Are you aware of them?
I think I am.
Well, that's already 20,000 steps ahead of the average person, because I asked that question not to be funny, but people don't know their limiting beliefs. They think they know them, but they don't. So the way you know a limiting belief is two ways. The one is there's something that you've wanted for a long time and don't yet have it. Right there. What do you believe about that subject? That'll bring your limiting beliefs. So just anything that you want and don't yet have, what do you believe about that subject? Someone will say, oh, I want to get a better job. I just can't get one. I've wanted it for a long time. Okay, what do you believe? You'll hear them say things like this. I believe that good jobs are hard to find. There are not many jobs in the market right now. Agents don't get back to me. There's three limiting beliefs. I know people are going to argue and say, but in my case, it's not a belief, it's a fact. And I'll say it's not a fact. Your experience is a reflection of your beliefs. So if you took those three and just changed them with affirmations, there's so many great jobs out there and the perfect ones waiting for me. Recruiters are wonderful and they're helpful and they always get back to me. And it's a great job market any time of the year. Opportunities are always there. Opportunities are infinite. I get the perfect job from an infinite source of opportunities. Whatever it is, you just make affirmations. So that's the one way. What do you not have? What do you believe? The other way to know your limiting beliefs is, when do you get negative emotion? Any negative emotion. I don't care what the negative emotion is. It could be jealousy, frustration, anger, resentment, grief, whatever it is. Where you've got a negative emotion right there, whatever you got a negative emotion about, it doesn't matter what it's about. It doesn't matter whose fault it is in your eyes. There's a limiting belief there. Because if you had a different belief, you wouldn't have negative emotion about that subject. It sounds overly simplified, but it's the truth.
Okay.
Yep. So to work on your limiting beliefs, you need to find what is the major one. I would try and find the worst one and work from the hardest one, because once you get that right, you take all the little ones that are the same feeling tone with them to change everything. So if you give me an example, I could help you more specifically. Otherwise, I can just help you in general terms. So you're welcome to just interrupt me and give me a limiting belief. But let's say it's a limiting belief about money, that you can't make more money, or it's hard to make more money, or making more money is difficult, whatever. The only way to change that limiting belief is to create a new belief. That belief is a dominant pathway in your mind, like a superhighway, because it's been used many times and it's now insulated. We call it myelin. So you've got to create another one. Initially, it's not easy. You're going to force that neuron to fire. The first time, you've got to really use your imagination and a little bit of effort. But the second time you visualize, it's easier. The third time, even easier. By the fifth time, it's really easy and you actually enjoy it and you easily conjure the emotion. That's all you have to do, is just keep repeatedly visualize that you want, and the possibility, the reality of you actually having that thing. Let's say it's the money thing. In your imagination, you have it. How does it feel? What are you doing? How do you experience it? And the more you do that with repetition, the more you myelinate that neuron, that pathway, you insulate it, and the more you do that, eventually that becomes a superhighway. Now thoughts easily run on that path versus the negative path. And that's a new belief. And I promise you, the minute you create a new belief, it manifests. You don't even have to go towards expectancy, like desire, belief, and expectancy. Once you've created a new belief, expectancy is automatic and the thing just shows up in your life. So really, everything to manifest is about creating a new belief, because right now you don't believe you either can do it or you don't believe you're worthy, which is a deep subconscious unworthiness or non-deservingness. And I say deep subconscious because you're not even aware. Many people are not aware of how deep-seated are some beliefs about lack of deserving or lack of worthiness. That's why I say, and I'm not being funny about it, I'm being sincere and genuine when I say everybody breathing on the whole planet needs to do Heal Your Life 10 times just to get started. Not to get done, just to get started 10 times, including myself. Because these deep-seated limiting beliefs we deal with in Heal Your Life. And if we don't deal with them, you can use all the manifesting you want, but you're either not going to use the tools, you'll sabotage yourself, or you don't love yourself enough to use them, or you don't use them properly, or when you use them, you'll say you've got problems with them and they don't work for you. When they do work, all of that is self-sabotage, self-sabotage, self-sabotage. And there's only one reason why we do that. We do not feel worthy, we do not feel we're deserving, and we do not love ourselves enough. So everybody needs to do Heal Your Life to get the best out of any program they've bought. Even if you haven't bought a program, to have a better life, because we deal with all those things in Love Yourself, Heal Your Life, and it's called Love Yourself. We work on that, which is really important, first and foremost and ongoing, and heal. What are we healing? We're healing all the nasty stuff from our small childhood, our imprint phase, our teenage years. Remember, 95% of all your results today are a result of your imprint phase between 0 and 7. And most of the beliefs you hold come from 0 to 5. So if you've got limiting beliefs, Ruby, just know they come from your imprint phase. Heal Your Life is really important. Redo it, redo it, redo it. Every time you redo it, your life will improve. I'm walking testimony. Nancy herself can tell you, we both did it. We did Heal Your Life 3 times in a year. I have never changed my life so much on so many levels for the better. It was from doing Heal Your Life 3 times. And I did additional coaching. Someone wrote me a question in the chat box, what's after Heal Your Life? I think it was Anthony. I saw that earlier. That was a question, I can't see it now, but if it was, my suggestion is, continue with your own studies and own development. Read Heal Your Life many times that you really know that book like the back of your hand. And in there are so many other resources that she recommends. Extreme Self-Care, other books like that. And continue with your own journey of self-love. Do 21-day mirror work. Do it again and again and again. Do the Heal Your Life workbook. Do it with your whole heart. Do it with earnesty. Practice mirror work. That's your own thing. No one can tell you what to do. You've got to do that. That journey never ends. You do it on your own all the time. Otherwise, hire a Heal Your Life coach. There's hundreds of them in Australia. And work one-on-one. But you don't really have to even do that if you're committed. And if you're not committed, start loving yourself. And how do you do that? The best, most effective way is mirror work. And then be self-aware. How do you treat yourself? How do you love yourself? I just came back from my own holiday. I took myself away on holiday. Yep. And I had a great time. So, whatever it is, how do you take yourself out for lunch? Take yourself out for lunch the other day, or many days. Take yourself out for dinner. You don't have to have someone. Love yourself, because if you loved someone else, you take them out for lunch. You take them out for dinner. I buy myself flowers. Yep, I buy myself flowers. Not every day, but every now and then I say, you know what? Those flowers are beautiful. You deserve them. I go and buy them. I pay for them. I put them in my house. I feel happy. So loving yourself is an endless journey, and you'll only create good in your life if you love yourself. If you've got a streak of bad luck, some people think that they've got bad luck, like a streak. There's no such thing as bad luck. We create everything. We create our own reality. And the more we worry about what we've created, if it's going the wrong direction, the more we create more. That's why that's why momentum is so important. No matter where you are, if you're in a bad place, you've got to come to neutral. And do that with all the techniques you know. Meditating, visualizing, mirror of the mind, using your lab, whatever it is, if it's Silva. Otherwise, if you haven't done the Silva method, You must meditate daily. Okay? I don't care who you are, what nationality and where you're from. Everybody needs to meditate daily. Everybody. If you're not doing that, that's the first thing. Forget about everything else. Just go there first. Even if it's 5 minutes, but every single day, bar none. You've got to meditate for a minimum of 5 minutes. 10, 15 is better. If you can go longer, even better. And that's the beginning. Find a practice where you start to take care of yourself in every way. Love yourself. And when you meditate every day, any question you have, I promise you, ask yourself the question before you go into meditation, then just meditate. The answer will come to you. If it doesn't come to you immediately, it'll come to you in 24 hours. And if it really doesn't, I promise you, it'll come to you within 48, maximum 72 hours. But you will get that answer, and it'll be so clear, so undeniable. So to have a good life and to change your life is one and one thing only. It's self-awareness. How are you looking after yourself? Because if you don't even meditate for 5 minutes a day, you don't love yourself. So start with that. Once you're doing that, get onto a practice to love yourself. Do mirror work every day. It might sound funny for the people who never heard this before. In the mirror, Jeanine, I love you. I really, really love you. Jeanine, I love and approve of you exactly as you are. Something good happens, I high-five myself in the mirror. Well done. That was great. You did an amazing today. Something goes badly wrong. Encourage yourself. It's okay. You learned something from this. What did I learn? Well, I learned this and this and this. Great. You'll do better next time. Don't beat yourself up. Everyone makes mistakes. The great thing is you got a learning out of it. If you got a learning out of it and you can use that to improve, Jeanine, you've done well. You've actually got value. So that was a valuable experience. And that's how you get successful. You fail, you learn, you improve, you re-enter. So well done on being willing to fail. Well done on embracing making mistakes. Well done on not beating yourself up as you used to in the old days. So just encourage yourself all the time. And bit by bit, as you love yourself, other things will start working out. But that's the foundation. That's why I say everybody breathing needs to do Heal Your Life 10 times just to get started. That's the foundation. All the tools you could possibly learn, you'll only get the most out of them if you love yourself enough to use them. And you don't sabotage your efforts because you love yourself. So if you've got sabotage going on, you don't love yourself, or you're not feeling worthy and deserving. And everyone's not feeling worthy and deserving. So please don't feel like there's something wrong with you. Everybody, including me and everybody else, to some degree, to some level, feel I'm worthy up to this point, but I'm not worthy of that. I'm deserving of up to this, but I'm not deserving of that. Because let me tell you something, your results in your life right now, all the good that you've ever achieved, all your results in your life right now, is your minimum standard. That's your minimum standard. That's not your maximum standard. It's your minimum standard. So start working on your maximum standard. What would be your best health? What would be your best wealth? What would be your best relationship? What would be your best whatever, career, purpose? And we'll only go for that if we love ourselves. Otherwise, we're going to stay living with our minimum standard. All right. I hope that's been helpful. I'm now going to end the Q&A, and we're going to go on to a guided meditation. Thank you to all the people who thanked me.
Thank you.
Mike says, I want to look at what is available to purchase. Mike, I'm not too sure what that means. Oh, can you explain how graduates download in Kajabi? I can only see what I downloaded in the past. Nancy, do you want to just open your mic and talk here? So you get the Kajabi app. If anything's not in your library, please log out the app, shut it down, flick it off, get rid of it completely off your screen, flick it off, and then open the app from the beginning and put in your password and login details, and everything will land up in your library. If you've just bought something, it doesn't go into your library. You have to get out the app and go back in the app. Unfortunately, I don't know why. It is just the way the app is. I'm not too sure what else. Can you explain how graduates download in Kajabi? I only see what I downloaded in the past. I think that's the answer, Mike. Yep, that's the answer. So whatever you purchase in Kajabi, I don't think you need to do anything. I don't know if there's something to do in the email, Nance. Do you know?
No, usually you will get an email once you've purchased an item off the shop. You will get an email going directly to the email that you logged in to purchase the item. But yes, you must close Kajabi, get out of it completely and re-log in so it uploads the new program or the meditations or whatever you download.
Yep. And then just before we do the meditation, I just want to let people know that as from January, I'm not here. I'm overseas. I'm in India. There won't be a Meaningful Monday in January. It'll just be impossible for me to do it. I normally do it when I'm traveling, even overseas. But this one, it's not possible where I am and it's just not possible. So there's no Meaningful Monday for January. But Nancy, we probably can send out something for them to use as a Meaningful Monday for the beginning of the year to set up. I'll organize something for all of you that you'll get something. It'll be pre-recorded or re-recorded or something. Then also to add, from February Meaningful Monday, the tickets are going to be through Humanitics like they are now, but they're going to be pay what you want. It's going to be by donation. You can pay anything. You can even give me $1 friggin' dollar. I don't mind. It's just by donation, but I am going to ask for people to please contribute. I have a lot of expenses to run these. Even my Wi-Fi now, the people are coming tomorrow. I have to upgrade the whole system because the quality is not very good, and I've had lots of dropouts in Meaningful Monday. People have complained. So there are always expenses. Nancy also here to help. So just it's going to be by donation. I just appreciate anything, the price of a cup of coffee or anything more. It's up to you. But there will be a donation button there. I'm not going to tell you how much to give. It's just going to be up to you. And then also if a person misses Meaningful Monday, if you get the recording, it'll be made available. And then it'll be up to you from your own heart to pay a donation for that. So that's how it's going to work going forward. The other Silva Method trainers around the world who do these monthly free webinars, they actually charge. They charge $29.99. Others charge $49.99. I didn't want to do that. I've been doing this for free for 7 years. Every month I show up for 7 years, adding value. So to kick off next year with what I can do by donation, I'm going to have a really fabulous content that's going to roll for growth. It's about your growth, and it's going to go on for the whole year. It'll just be all about growth. So how you can grow, and everything I'm going to share with you is going to help you. So that's it from me. Now we're going to meditate. So thank you, Natalie. She says you guys look forward to seeing Nancy and I on Thursday for Heal Your Life. We look forward to seeing you too. And is there a manifesting silver course during the year? I don't know if we know that answer, hey, but we can do one because we've got less Heal Your Life. So we leave it with us. There's a lot of travel next year, but we will put one on. Natalie, thank you for asking. I love Silver Manifesting. It's one of my favorite programs to train. I just absolutely love it. So yes, I'm willing and eager to help you there. Appreciate everyone's answers, Fabian says. And again, seems like Jeanine wonderfully waved her wand with answers. And I also waved my hand because I'm Italian. Thanks, Fabian. You're a gem. You are a gem. I love and appreciate you very much. So thank you for that. All right, everyone. Grab a pen and paper and lie in the most comfortable position. Don't move or move as little as possible as we do this. I'm going to ask you questions at the end. They'll come from your intuition and they'll help give you some advice for your life. So for now, please keep your cameras on. If you can. So I can see if people are writing and when they've stopped writing. And hello to Judy. I never saw you earlier. Hi there. And to Gloria. All right. So take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, just gently close your eyes. And just be self-aware of any tension or pressure And just release that tension or pressure. Relax. Relax your shoulders to begin with. We hold tension in our shoulders. Just relax your shoulders and feel your body relaxing bit by bit from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. And take 2 or 3 more deep belly breaths, not in your chest, in your lower belly. I'll do it with you. And exhale slowly and long. Just another slow, deep belly breath in your belly, like squeeze into the corners. And a long, slow exhale. And just continue now to breathe deeply, slowly, and rhythmically as you relax. Bit by bit, you're experiencing a stronger sense of relax. Now, in this nice, relaxed state, create in your mind your own ideal place of relaxation. This can be real or imagined. Maybe somewhere that you've been, like a memory, or maybe somewhere that you'd like to go, using your imagination. And allow it to be a place where you feel totally relaxed. And just imagine being there now. Totally relaxed, very calm, very still. Nothing is moving, but you're in your ideal place of relaxation. Just enjoy that feeling. And now that you've enjoyed your ideal place of relaxation, I'd like you to add a waterfall of white light into that scene. You can put this waterfall of white light wherever you choose. And this waterfall is gentle and allows you to stand under this cascading white light. And this white light is a healing, clearing energy. So your waterfall of white light is now created. Imagine yourself walking over to that waterfall. So you're looking through your own eyes, you're in your body, walk over to that waterfall and stand under that cascading white light as if you are actually there. And allow this white light to flow over you and swirl around you and encompassing you within its glow. And as you experience that, it clears all the stress, all the clutter, all the tension away from your whole lifetime, not just from today. It clears your entire energy field. Experience that wonderful clearing, healing energy. And as this light clears your energy field, just notice how much happier you look. Notice the smile on your face. And just feel that lightness. All the things you were carrying that were burdens are just not there. You've got this wonderful light, expanded feeling. And now your energy field is opening and expanding out as you are radiating love. Just remember, this waterfall of light is always available to you whenever you need it. All you need to do is close your eyes and Imagine your ideal place of relaxation and immerse yourself in this healing white light. Now take another slow, deep breath in. Just relax a bit deeper. And repeat this to yourself mentally. Every day, in every way, I am getting better, better, and better. Positive thoughts and images bring me benefits I desire. I will always maintain a perfectly healthy body, mind, and immune system. And now I want you to imagine that white light turns to green, like an emerald green light. It's sparkly, it's bright, and it's immersing you in that beautiful glowing green light. This green light is pure unconditional love. It surrounds you, it encompasses you, it flows right through your entire being, and it fills you with love. Love for yourself, love for others, love for animals, love for nature, love for everything. And just notice as this green light continues to flow over you, any hurts you felt, any pain you felt, any anger, frustration or resentment, allow this green light, this beautiful unconditional love, just to heal all those spaces now. You don't need anyone or anything to heal you, just your imagination and this beautiful flowing green light of love. And imagine it healing all those places inside you that need healing. You are an amazing human being. You deserve love. You deserve joy. You deserve abundance. You deserve peace. You deserve all good things. It's now time to step out of the waterfall. And as you step out of this waterfall of light, just notice how your energy field is clean and clear. You feel as if you're in the flow of universal love and energy. Just take a moment to enjoy this feeling, this lightness, this wholeness, this worthiness. You are worthy. You are deserving of all good. And now that you've reset your body and mind for the month ahead, it's now time to set your intention for the month ahead. This month of December, what is your intention? What we're going to do to work that out is we're going to tune in to our intuition or our inner wisdom or our higher self, whatever you want to call it. That part of you that when you tuned in intuitively knows what is best for you. So just relax and tune in and trust yourself and trust your first impressions. I'm going to ask you 3 or 4 questions. Do not analyze anything. Just follow your first impression and write it down. At the end of the meditation, you can read it and work it out. But for now, just write down your first impressions and then close your eyes and keep them closed as much as possible throughout the meditation. The first question is, what do I need to focus on for the month of December? When anything comes in your mind, whatever it is, just write it down and then as quickly as possible. Close your eyes, take a nice relaxing breath, and re-enter your meditative state. And the next question. What steps do I need to take me closer to what I want to do, be, or have? What steps do I need to take? Write down your first impressions. And continue to relax, keeping your mind calm. And the next question is, what do I need to let go of? Or release? What do I need to let go of or release? And the next question is there anything else I need to know, or is there anything else I need to do? Is there anything else? And then allow a deep breath and relax. Gently bring your awareness back into your body. Maybe wriggle your fingers, wriggle your toes. I'm going to count from 1 to 3. At the count of 3, you'll open your eyes, be wide awake, feeling fine, in perfect health, feeling better than before. 1, 2, 3. Eyes open, wide awake, feeling fine and in perfect health, feeling better and better than before. Thank you, everybody. I'll stop the recording at this point.